ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Reidox4Life podcast. And we're your hosts. I'm Levi, and this is Lamika Renee. And thank you for joining us, everyone. And our main topic today is how service providers are making a difference in their community. And today we have the privilege of speaking with Georgia Lee Stone. What a catchy name. Excellent. We love that. So welcome, Georgia.
Yes, thank you for being here with us today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, Georgia, I'm sure our viewers would love to know who Georgia Stone is, Georgia Lee Stone, and what inspired you to venture into the career path that you're in.
Yeah, so I am 27 years old. I am married and have two precious little boys. I'm a little biased with them, but this career path really chose me. So from an early age, my parents would tell you I have always wanted to make connections with people, relationships. I'm a people person. I'm an extrovert through and through. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. And so I've been in a couple jobs before, and I was really wanting to take my talents to the next level. I've always loved interacting with customers and helping them make a difference in their businesses, but I've also really loved technology. Touchpoint, I kind of found them on Indeed and kind of just joined their company, reached out to them. It was a very fruitful reach out. I met with their whole team and kind of just joined them. Since then, I've had the opportunity to make connections with all kinds of different people. So chiropractors, bakers, winery owners, brewery owners, and really growing those relationships has been the biggest thing for me. So I guess you could say the career chose me.
Excellent. Excellent. Glad to hear that, man. I love it when your career path chooses you and you pay attention to it, right? You go to it, you go head on. So at Touchpoint, do you guys what specifically do you do for chiropractors as far as sharing your skills and your business with them?
Yeah, so our company builds apps for these chiropractor offices. We really want to bridge the communication between the doctors and the patients, giving a way for the doctors to give patients information at a moment's notice. So resources such as workouts and stretches and things to do before their next appointment, but also having a place where if they have a question, they can submit something at a touch of a button. So really just bridging that communication gap that there is in every field nowadays. When COVID hit, everyone's communications really took a deep dive. So now that we're trying to get people back focused to that and cultivating these and growing that is really our main drive.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, bridging that gap, in communication is really so, important because, without interaction, we would be a species that that just couldn't survive. So
we'd be caveman style again. We're so far advanced from that. And so we're just trying to bring that back to life and letting people know, hey, your doctors are human too. They get up at 7 a.m., they go to sleep at 8 a.m. just like the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
So what is the biggest challenge in your line of work?
So there's a couple. The biggest is people not seeing the benefits of an app for their business. A lot of times they're scared to take that jump into the technology side because it is something completely new. Most people don't know what all it takes to build an app. So they are scared of the price implications. I cannot even say that word. Implications that may come with that. So when you think of building an app, you're thinking $10,000 or more to build an app. And that even at $10,000, it's not going to be a really great app in most cases. And so we come at it at a very cost-friendly perspective. So we're not going to charge you $10,000 to even just create something. We come at it in a way where there's a one-time build fee that may be a couple grand, but after that, it's just a monthly fee that's a couple $100s. The other thing that we see is people have reached out to other app building companies and they are told, yes, we can do this. Yes, we can do this. And they're not getting back a product that they are in love with or proud of. and it doesn't function the way that they want it to. So then they get burnt and they're like, no, we've gone down that road before. We don't want to do it anymore. And so really those are our two biggest struggles that we have, is just really getting people to understand why an app is essential in today's universe. And then the cost of it, why we are cheaper than others.
Yes, cost effective. Yes. So anyway, you guys are cost effective, and also your product is works,
Yeah.
and you get good responses off of, from your clients. As far as, building an app, say, what how can people, okay, where do they usually start at when they say, okay, well, I don't know if I really need an app. I mean, what makes, how can an app, really help me, and, in my business, and, also getting out to patients?
Yeah. So first thing I always want to learn about my clients, even before I even try to sell them anything, what's your story? What is it that you do with your clients? What's your biggest hang up with clients? Or is your phone ringing 50,000 times a day and you can't answer and get back to everyone? Is it taking away from your day-to-day activities? Is communication a big drive for you? What really is the basis of your company and your career? Once they can go through that story with me and tell me what it is that they're trying to fix, then I can say, okay, an app may be beneficial to be able to put out push notifications, and may be beneficial for you to have a special access side of the app where everyone can get all these resources from you, supplements that you recommend, exercises that you recommend, even dietary, and the recipes. But then having that special access for that, that group that pays a little bit more that you want to give more to, having that where they can go in and they can check in and win points, and really just building that community. So not only that, but we offer several different forms. So if you have forms that your client needs to fill out before their next appointment, having that in app where they're not sitting in the office for 30 minutes longer than what they actually need to be doing their forms. I have a kid. I don't like going to the doctor's office and having to fill out paperwork. I get so stressed out because he's running everywhere and I'm just in tears by the end of it. And so really having it where your clients, our chiropractors, patients don't have to go through that.
Great.
Nice. So what habits have you embedded to help you succeed, and what lessons did you take from it?
Yeah, so the habits that we've really kind of grown through, and we've started over several times. So we'll take on a new habit and we'll test it out, see how it goes, and if that doesn't work, we're kicking it to the curb. We're relearning everything at any given time. So really the habits that we've taken is we want to communicate effectively with the company. So learning everything about them. So in order to see anyone's main purpose in life, any main purpose in their career, you have to see where they came from. You have to understand where they're wanting to be, where they're wanting to go. So setting those goals, and having not just one goal, but you have 1 to 100. And then as you're checking them off, you're adding to that list. So it's ever growing. So this is one habit that we have really taken on. I personally have taken on, I meet with my clients at least once a week in the beginning when we're starting to build out the app. So once a week, we go through everything. They get final say through and through. After that, when it first launches, we move to a every other week kind of meeting structure. And then after that, it's once a month. In those once a month meetings, I go over statistics. I go over marketing. So I'm going to tell you how to get your name out there, how to grow that download. And doing that has helped tremendously. We've had clients who launched in June and had 4 downloads, who by August, they had close to 2,000 downloads of their app. And it's because I understood their goals. I knew how to reach out to that customer base that they were trying to reach. And that's something that I'm going to do for all of my clients. That's a habit that I am never going to give up.
Nice.
Sound good. Man, you go from 4 to 2,000.
Yes, I'm so proud.
Yeah, that is a great accomplishment right there. Man, man, how did that discovery happen? I mean, what triggered that that uptick?
Yeah, so I had been talking to this client from the beginning, even before they even signed their contract with us. And said, hey, what is it that you're wanting to do? And their big goal was communication, being able to drop when and this is one of our winery clients, when their case sales were going out, when wine club pickup was, when they were having events. And so they would post on social media. But as you know, Facebook doesn't always show the current things up front. Sometimes you're getting it a couple days after. So my first plan of action was, let's get that into an app. Let's send out push notifications when a new event is going on. Let's shout out when you have a new sale running. So the first month was focused on, okay, now that we've got your app out there, let's download it. Let's go through it ourselves. Let's really, see what works, see what doesn't. Now, once it was launched, it's okay. Now you need to be telling all of your patrons, download our app for app exclusive events, app exclusive flash sales, anything like that. Well, really been working on them, send out push notifications. And I think in like June, it really started to hit. They were really like, okay, our numbers are growing a little bit, not as fast as we wanted, but hey, it happens. So I was like, okay, let's do something different. You send out 3 push notifications this month. Let's send out 5 next month. Let's see what that does. So July came back and it was just amazing. The numbers were they were growing. You could see it every time I logged in and I tracked my clients, numbers, and I could see it going up. And so I said, okay, so now let's take one of your wines. If you've got an excessive amount, let's run a sale on it. Let's do a flash sale that's exclusive to your app. So they ran a flash sale that was app exclusive. They ran it for 5 hours and sold 60 cases of wine.
Wow.
And I don't know if you know anything about the winery world. That's a killer sale.
It is.
And so everyone who was in the app bought from them. And then we went to our social media and they went to theirs. And that's something, people want to be a part of something that it's exclusive. So if they think that they're missing out on something, you're going to grab them. So I said, go post on your social media. Hey, did you catch our flash sale? You didn't? Go download our app. All flash sales will be there. So really driving up that momentum of you need to download our app for communication events. And hey, guess what? Discounted sales. So that really is the driving factor. That one day alone, they tripled their downloads.
Excellent. Thank you, man. That is great. Mrs. Georgia Lee Stone. Thank you so much. That is really awesome. We're glad to hear it. And so Mrs. Georgia Lee Stone, how can viewers get a hold of you, to possibly acquire your services?
Yeah, so there's 3 different ways. Social media, Facebook is going to be a big one. I check my phone anytime it goes off, unless I'm in a meeting, in which case it's on Do Not Disturb. So social media, you can find me on Facebook. They can email me at gstone@touchpointstudio.com, or you can give me a call or text at 256-486-8718.
You heard that from Georgia Lee Stone, right? So she got the answer for your app questions. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All righty.